All right, viewers, let's take you to Japan now, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on the Japan's iconic bullet train. These are the visuals that we are getting for you from Japan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is traveling to Sendai in Japan. These are the visuals that we have for you. He is meeting the delegates and also traveling to Sendai in Japan in Japan's iconic bullet train, also known as Shinkansen. He is with his Japanese counterpart, Shigeru Ishiba, and he is understanding now the map of the iconic bullet train. He is understanding the dynamics of the bullet train very carefully. This certainly is India's push to strengthen partnerships in critical technologies. This is the bullet train, the Japan's iconic bullet train, and here you have Prime Minister Narendra Modi talking to his Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba. They are traveling to Sendai, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting a semiconductor factory in the Miyagi prefecture. And as we know about semiconductor, these are known as the brain of the modern electronics, and the future of electronics seems fade without the semiconductors. This is the importance of semiconductor. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a two-day visit to Japan, and today is the second and final day. After this, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will travel to China. And here you have on your screens, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is meeting his Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba. He is now on board the Japan's iconic bullet train, also known as Shinkansen. Both leaders earlier also discussed the entire gamut of bilateral relations, and this visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi will certainly boost the bilateral ties between both the countries. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also met with the governors of various prefectures of Japan, and 16 governors participated in the interaction. Prime Minister Narendra Modi emphasized that time had come to give a renewed push to state prefecture engagement, going beyond the ties centered around Tokyo and Delhi. On your screens, those who have just joined DD India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a two-day visit to Japan, and today is the second and final day, and he's now on board the iconic bullet train of Japan with his Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba, and also meeting other delegates as well. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is traveling to Sendai in Japan, and in the Miyagi prefecture, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting a semiconductor factory. Semiconductors are very crucial when it comes to the modern technology, and like we've also mentioned earlier, that without semiconductors, the future technology seems fade. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is understanding very carefully the dynamics of bullet train, and certainly the visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Japan will strengthen the ties between both the countries. Earlier, when he met Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, both the leaders reviewed the entire gamut of bilateral relations, and both the nations chalked out roadmap to focus on areas like investment, innovation, environment, technology, health, mobility, people-to-people exchanges, and state-prefecture partnerships. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi met with the governors of various prefectures of Japan, and 16 governors participated in the interaction. This visit will certainly give a fillip, a boost to the bilateral ties between both the countries. Japan, in fact, has also promised to invest 10 trillion yen over the next decade in India. That certainly will boost various sectors in the country. And other areas that both the leaders discussed include the Economic Security Cooperation Initiative, cooperation in technology and digital partnership, and AI as well. Artificial intelligence in today's world holds a very pivotal place, and if used in a constructive manner, it can create wonders that we all know. And in fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on your screens is on board the Japan's iconic bullet train, also known as Shinkansen. He is traveling to Sendai in Japan, and where he will visit their semiconductor factory. He is with his Japanese counterpart, Shigeru Ishiba. The visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Japan will certainly prove to be an upward trajectory when it comes to relations between both the countries. We also mentioned that earlier when Prime Minister Narendra Modi met his Japanese counterpart, both leaders agreed to strengthen the India-Japan special strategic and global partnership. Here you have on your screens Prime Minister Narendra Modi very carefully understanding the dynamics of bullet train, because very soon in India, the country will witness bullet train, and that will be a proud moment. Japan has pledged to invest 10 trillion yen over the next decade. Here you have on your screens Prime Minister Narendra Modi going to Sendai in Japan. He will be visiting a semiconductor factory. Semiconductor is a very pivotal technology used in the electronics. In fact, it's called the brain of modern technology. This is a very crucial visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Japan, which will give a boost to the bilateral ties between both the countries. Both leaders earlier discussed the entire gamut of relationships and also chalked out a roadmap to focus on areas like investment, environment, technology, health mobility, people-to-people exchanges, and state-prefecture partnerships. The focus, in fact, is also on clean energy, which India is giving a major push to, keeping in mind the climate change and its impact all around the globe. The world today is looking at India for partnerships. The world is looking at India for trade, and the popularity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is quite evident. And it's also seen whenever he goes to any country, any region, any continent. We also saw yesterday Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting the Indian diaspora, and how excited were they, we all heard. And these are the visuals on your screens. Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting on board the Japan's iconic bullet train with his Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba. Very soon we will witness the bullet train, this iconic bullet train in India as well. And he will be visiting the semiconductor factory in Miyagi prefecture there in Sendai. Semiconductor is very critical when we talk about the modern technologies, when we talk about modern electronics. Without semiconductor, we cannot even imagine the modern electronics. Such is the importance of semiconductor. Here you have on your screens Prime Minister Narendra Modi with his Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba, and understanding the dynamics very carefully of the bullet train, because as soon we will see the bullet train in India. This is a very crucial, very important and very pivotal visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Japan. From here on, he will go to China to attend the SCO summit, and today is the second and final day of Prime Minister's visit to Japan. It has been a really productive, a really prolific visit by the Prime Minister, wherein certain key agreements were also signed. And both leaders, when they met yesterday, they discussed the entire gamut of the bilateral relations, and which also included people-to-people exchanges, also included innovation, also included investment. And there are some other areas that were also discussed, which include the Economic Security Cooperation Initiative, cooperation in technology, digital partnership and AI, and also cooperation in security and space. Space is a very crucial sector, and India is on the path to lead that sector, to champion that sector, in fact, with certain collaborations. We have just seen a recent collaboration between ISRO and NASA to build a satellite called NISAR, and this is one-of-a-kind satellite which went in the space. This is an Earth-observing satellite which will track even a minute change on the Earth's surface, which will help farmers and many other sectors as well. It will also help in the disaster management. So the collaborations with India's space agency to different space agencies is a shining example of the fact that how India is championing the space sector. We are also proud of Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, who became the first person to go to the International Space Station and the second Indian to go in space after Rakesh Sharma. Few days back, it was his homecoming and the entire country welcomed him. These are the visuals that you have on your screens. Prime Minister Narendra Modi with his Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba. He's understanding how it works, what are the dynamics of bullet train, because soon we'll be having a bullet train in our own country. Japan has also pledged to invest $10 trillion yen over the next decade in India. When both countries met earlier, they discussed various sectors, in fact, the entire gamut of bilateral relations. He's right now talking to Shigeru Ishiba, his Japanese counterpart. And this visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has certainly proved prolific in terms of trade between both the countries, in terms of the relation, in terms of strengthening ties between both the countries. And now he will be visiting a semiconductor factory there in the Miyagi prefecture in Sendai, where he's traveling with his Japanese counterpart. And semiconductor holds a pivotal place when it comes to modern electronics. Without it, we cannot even imagine how electronics would work. A very crucial visit, certainly by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And semiconductor, we know it's a brain of modern electronics. So this visit will certainly strengthen India's push and also India's push to strengthen partnerships, especially in critical technologies. This is a very, very crucial visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Japan. And on your screens are the visuals that we are getting from. This is the iconic bullet train of Japan, also known in fact as Shinkansen. He's now talking to his Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba. Earlier, both the leaders discussed the entire gamut of bilateral relations, discussed various sectors, including the artificial intelligence, which is also leading the global world in today's time. And if used in a constructive manner, it is proving prolific, and it will be proved prolific in various sectors, helping in various sectors. But there has to be a constructive use of the artificial intelligence. This is something India is emphasizing on, the constructive use of the artificial intelligence, because we have seen that there are some negative use of artificial intelligence as well, which is somewhere proving the destructive. But India's push in the artificial technologies, the constructive use of it, is actually making it special. All right, we also have DD India's Arun Sharma, who is joining us from Sendai on phone line. Hi Arun, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's second and final day in Japan. This partnership is really, really crucial. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit has certainly given a fillip when it comes to the ties between both the countries. Right now, he's in Sendai. What can we expect? And he will be also visiting the semiconductor factory in Miyagi prefecture. Arun, semiconductor, as we know, is very crucial and also known as the brain of modern electronics. What can we expect?
Well, a lot to expect as far as the India-Japan relationships are concerned. And knowing the fact now, we have seen that how Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with the Japanese leadership, he traveled via the Hayabusa, the bullet train, primarily the Shinkansen. Yeah. And he traveled from Tokyo to Sendai. Now, primarily, yes, the last or big highlight of this the second day of the visit is going to be the visit at the semiconductor factory over here in Sendai. Now, we know this fact that Japan has made a massive investment plan to, and it is aiming to facilitate a 10 trillion yen, which is approximately $68 billion of private investment in India over next 1 decade. Now, this is going to be very much crucial as far as various sectors are concerned. But primarily, you look at it this way, that even yesterday, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said at this point that Japanese technology, or the technology of Japan, and the talent of India, when they both combine together, we can expect exciting things going forward. So yes, the Indian talent along with the Japanese technology can do wonders. And in that context, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the semiconductor factory today is going to be very much significant. And also for the fact that the massive 10 trillion yen investment on the Japanese side is going to play a significant role as far as India's major India initiative is concerned.
Okay, Arun. We'll get back to you, but we leave it there as of now.